This is in no way my attempt to justify my comic book obsession. And this story, I really, really like. Artwork, the storytelling. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pull List. My name is Travis. Let's talk about Sony's Venom solo film. The Venom solo film has been talked about for years, back when Sony wanted to do sort of a Spider-Man shared universe. They were going to do the Sinister Six movie, they were going to do Venom, they were going to do Aunt May for some reason. Then after The Amazing Spider-Man 2 did so badly in the box office, they scrapped those plans and did the deal with Marvel to have Tom Holland in Captain America Civil War. Now through that deal, Marvel and Sony are sort of sharing Spider-Man with the Avengers films and Spider-Man Homecoming. But while Marvel and Sony are doing the Tom Holland thing, Sony still wants to go ahead with some of the other projects that had been talked about, like the Venom solo film. Which as an idea, sounds like it could be pretty fantastic, but then when you start thinking about what they're gonna have to do in order to get it off the ground, it doesn't actually make a lot of sense. It was recently announced that Tom Hardy was going to be playing Venom in the Venom solo film, so this film is actually happening, somehow, because like I said, there are weird logistics that have to be worked out. For one, Sony wants to go ahead with a Spider-Man shared universe sort of saga, with a bunch of films all being interconnected in the Spider-Man universe, without Spider-Man. This Venom film is not going to have anything to do with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Not Spider-Man Homecoming, not the Avengers films, nothing. So the Venom film is literally a solo Venom film where Venom is the only spider-like creature in the entire movie, I'm assuming? It's just oddly confusing to think about having a Venom film without having Spider-Man be anywhere in the universe. If you know anything about the character, you know that Venom gets his powers from the symbiote that left Spider-Man, giving Eddie Brock Spider-Man's powers. But if Eddie Brock is the Venom in the Venom solo film, there's not going to be a Spider-Man for the symbiote to get the powers from. It just kind of hurts my brain to think about this, because it's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible that Sony will be able to pull this off. Having a Venom without a Spider-Man is kind of like having a Joker without a Batman. No, wait, that's a bad analogy, because Joker doesn't need to have Batman's influence in order to be created. It would actually be more like a Doomsday solo film without there being any Kryptonians in the universe, because the Kryptonians are actually the cause for Doomsday to be Doomsday. So without the Kryptonians, Doomsday wouldn't really be able to go around the universe causing Doomsday. And it's the same thing with Venom. Venom can't have Spider-Man-like powers without a Spider-Man in the universe. Now they could probably do something and fudge the history where the symbiote actually has those powers and gives them to Eddie Brock, if his name is even going to be Eddie Brock at this point. So Eddie Brock is going about his day, he's unhappy, he finds the symbiote, he gets powers, he becomes a villain, and then near the end maybe he becomes an anti-hero without Spider-Man in the universe at all. But in the end, it still goes against what Sony was trying to do with a shared Spider-Man universe. I get that Sony wants to ride on the coattails of these superhero rated R films. Deadpool did amazing, Logan did pretty fantastic, and now they want to do a rated R Venom film, because that's the best villain property that they own. It's the most popular, most easily rated R, but it goes against what they're trying to do with the whole shared universe. You can't have a Venom film without Spider-Man being an influencer, at least, along the way. I was initially really excited about the Venom film years ago, and when Tom Hardy was announced that he's the one playing Venom, that would actually look amazing. But the way that things are at Sony right now, I'm not sure it'll be any good. But I want to know what you think. In the comments down below, let me know how you think that they could pull it off, or if you even think that they will be able to pull it off. What parts of the story do you think they're going to change, and what parts of the story do you think they're going to keep? Is there going to be sort of like a Spider-Man off camera, or are they just not even going to mention Spider-Man at all, and he's just going to get these powers from the symbiote that just gave it to him somehow, with some reason? I'm so confused right now. That's it for this episode of The Pull List. My name is Travis. Thank you for fueling my comic book obsession, and you will see me tomorrow.